Hello, everyone. Hi, and how are you all? Well, it's been a busy couple of days, huh? And I hope you're doing okay. I hope you're taking care of yourself. I hope you are uh, being gentle and kind while also doing what you can to make the world a better place, which is a lot to demand of anybody right now. But here we are, and hopefully we can connect and recharge just a little bit and spend some time together and maybe do some maybe do some good on live stream for each other. Uh, what more can we do? So hi, who do we have? We've got Flea Sills, and we've got Lizzie and Ellie and Willow and Bob and Jeroen with a monkey emoji that is very fun. Is that a monkey doing carpentry? It's a monkey with a hammer. Okay. Winchester, what do we same plus others to wait. Bloop, 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 bloop. Oh, and Frederick's here. Hi, all. First time live. Hello. Your voice is really slowed down, says Hank. I guess I'm just being a little more serious than normal. I'm not, really feeling my usual, like, hi, everybody. Uh, Uncle Lily says hello, hello. And hey from Rusty O'Neill. Good to see you. Alpha Rex says hi. Hello, hello. Black Lives Matter, says Lizzie. Yes, I guess we should start with that. Let's start with that. Hashtag Black Lives Matter. I mean, no hashtag about it, just Black Lives Matter. And Happy Pride. Both of those things. Lizzie says, stressed over the state of my country. Other than that, I'm doing well. How are you all? Yeah, I think that's, keeping it together. Stressed, but keeping it together. I think that's a good way to describe it. Ellie says, hope you're doing okay in spite of it all to everyone. Hello, and your voice sounds a bit baritone, says James Polk. Hank says, like a technical, your voice is somehow distorted. James is checking that. How's it sound, James? What have you done? Okay, I can hear it now. James, so James was experimenting with captioning text, like a, oh, okay, like a closed captioner, but it's not that. What's causing this, James? Uh huh. Well, let me try. I'm going to close down the classical music. I don't know why that would cause a problem. The mic is working fine. It's going mic. Well, I guess my mouth to mic to OBS straight to YouTube, right? Did the music sound distorted? Hank, rubber baby bumpers. I can't even say that. Rubber baby bumpers. Uh, huh. What have you, James? How have you done this to me? Yeah. So here's what we'll do. You thought I had a cold. I do hear like James is playing it from a speaker on another machine, and yeah, I do hear the same issue. So let's see. I'm gonna try to open like Hank. Mike, who's causing this? James answered your question. Let's see. What's something I could play to test? Okay. Um, I don't know why this is the first thing that came to mind, but here I'm opening a tab and I'm playing some music.
It doesn't matter what comes, fresh goes better in life. With Mentos fresh and full of life. Nothing gets to you, staying fresh, staying cool. With Mentos fresh and full of life. Fresh goes better, Mentos freshness. Fresh goes better with Mentos fresh and full of life.
Mentos, the fresh maker.
So how'd that sound? How are we looking there? James says Mentos and sound fine. Matthew Mark says, hello, I'm glad to finally join one of your live streams. It's been way too long. And Rezel's here. Hello to Rezel. But oh goodness, what is this microphone audio glitch that we're experiencing? I'm so glad you're all here and so dismayed that somehow James has made a fool of me. What have you done?
I don't have any idea what could be doing it.
Uncle Deadly, it's the one where the guy rolls back and forth on the park bench. Copyright strikes as Azurix. Oh my god, you're right. You're right. Mentos sounded great. Bob says, I really miss the Mentos thing. James, it must be related to trying that closed caption thing.
That's not running.
It's not, I know it's not running.
Right now.
What could have, I mean, we've got another blue Yeti. You want to try plugging it
I
in?
would just take the cord out
Oh,
and
okay.
back in first.
All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to try taking the cord out and plugging it back in, and we'll see if that works, or if that, like, completely breaks everything even worse. All right, so I'll be right back. We're plugged back in, okay? How's that? James, does that work? Are we working now? It's going to take a moment to find out because of the delay. So let's hopefully that's better. Yeah, Matt lip syncing for his life, says Rusty. Yes. Jerome says I sounded dubbed like a foreign show. I mean, what show did I sound like is the question. Mike says I had a friend who got a job as a DJ, but they Oh, I sound fine now. Huh. They ran his fey voice through a modulator to butch him up. Sounded like Coco Chandelier. Who's that? No longer slow, normal fixed. You're good. It worked. Why did that work?
Interesting effect.
They don't sound so drunk anymore. Well, it's only a matter of time. Fleeceals. Oh, that's the second half of Fleeceals' comment. But for some reason, I don't see the... Oh, wait, here we are. Fleeceal says, Michigan is opening up. My husband's store is now open with restrictions. One of the restrictions is no contact on surfaces. So anyone that uses a credit card, I've been asking to sign for people like an X or just a wave. And I got 3 people who tell me, no, I'm forging their signature. No one has said anything to my husband. Interesting. Usual delightful tenor, says Bob. Thank you. That sounds like Matt, says Rusty. Good. Whew. Uncle Billy says, I like the effect. I hope they could find out how to do it again for the future. It would be a great NPC voice. You know, if we were doing it intentionally, that would be great. I cannot imagine what could have caused that to happen. Especially something that seems as though it was happening in the mic, because taking it out and putting the cord back in. And also, weirdly, James was streaming with, last night, and there was no weird issue. Anyway, Jones says, anything non-Belgian is foreign to me. All right, well, we will be non-Belgian today. No, I don't know, no talk of Brussels. Seal says, hey, Matt, no pressure. Your delightful ray of sunshine aura is exactly what the rest of us need right now. I am glad. There are so many things... there's so many things that are needed right now. I hope I can provide at least a fraction of them. Speaking of things that are needed, we are just about ready to announce. I guess we will announce we're doing a live stream very soon. This coming Wednesday, the 10th, we are doing a Dungeons and Drag Queens live stream fundraiser to benefit the Bail Project. It's going to be on twitch.tv/prettyprettypixel, starring the fabulous, oh my gosh, wait until you hear the cast that we have here. We've got Joe Mama from Chicago. We've got Lucy Stool from Chicago. We've got London Bradshaw from Seattle. We have Kai B. Michaels from San Francisco, and we've got Kamari Williams from Minneapolis, and it's going to be DM'd by the fabulous Isabella Price. It is going to be an all-black drag queen and drag performer Dungeons & Dragons adventure coming up this Wednesday, June 10th, and it's going to be a fundraiser to benefit the Bail Project. James, it's just posted a link to our Tiltify page where we are fundraising for the Bail Project, which gets people out of jail and gets them their freedom so they can move on with their lives. And Matthew Park has just donated. Here it is, 2020, and feels like this is going to be the year of the complete reboot. Yes, indeed. Here's $20.20 for the cause. Thank you so much, Matthew Park. I am so happy to have your support. Yay! So if you go to that link, it's got all the information for the stream and all the buttons where you can donate. I'm very excited for this adventure. It's our first time working with Isabella Price, who's a local burlesque performer and horror goth expert. She's told us a little bit about the adventure she's going to be running, and I cannot wait for this adventure and to get this incredible cast together. Oh my goodness. London and Kai Kai and Lucy and Kamari and Joe and am I leaving anybody out? I think that's everybody. Gosh, it's also the biggest cast that we've ever worked with. So we're super excited for that. Woof. Yeah, it's just an amazing thing. And we're getting it together very fast. So, like, we're super grateful to everybody who's donated so far and all the cast who, like, at a moment's notice, like, dropped everything to be like, yes, I will be a part of this. I will help you raise money for this great cause. So, mark your calendars for June 10th, 4 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. We're doing it. We're doing the thing.
Matthew, and also
Yes.
this
Yes.
if you
Oh,
want to support the project.
yes.
Money to pass along with friends, including Opera Geek,
Oh, how lovely.
Critical Bard, Urban and others are playing card.
Okay. Oh my goodness, that's so exciting. Okay, so this afternoon, if you want to support the Bale Project, some of our wonderful friends, including Tanya DePass, and I think you said Critical Bard and Kelly the Opera Geek,
Bard, Kelly, the
they're going to be
Opera Geek,
playing
Bohemian.
the Urban Bohemian. Are going to be playing Mouse Guard. They're going to be live streaming that, raising money for the Bale Project. So go support them doing that. I think James can post a little link in the chat to that. That is super exciting. I'm a big Mouse Guard fan. And of course, a fan of all those people and that cause. So, watch that. Yes. A lot of really great causes happening. And I'm assuming that Arson Nikki is going to be streaming it today as well. Yeah, so Arson Nikki, of course, are another of our Queens of Adventure cast members, is going to be streaming probably at noon. That's been her schedule for the last few weeks. That sounds awesome, says Rusty. And Rezel says, last year your library got bigger and is still staying the same. Did it get bigger? I guess. Oh, we used to have, it has changed. We used to have, sometimes we have actual, like, bookshelves that are real bookshelves behind me. Now I've just created this, like, cave of books. Mike says, are any of them first-time players? No, although I think Lucy's a second-time player. Kamari might be a second-time player. So Isabel has played a ton. Joe Mama has played a ton. Kai Kai B. Michaels has played a ton. London, of course, plays on Queens of Adventure. And Kamari and Lucy, I think, played for the first time in our live shows in this past October when we did our Midwest tour. And this is Isabella's first time DMing, but she's a longtime player. She's been playing since forever, and she is fantastic.
And Kai Kai plays right.
Yeah, I think I said Kai Kai, but yes, Kai Kai plays regularly. She's played, I think, for the first time when we started doing shows in San Francisco, but since then she has picked it up. Oh, and there's the Mouse Guard streams. Thank you, James. Good Guy says, horror goth, you say, sold. Yeah, this is like super Isabella's forte. She, during normal times, hosts a event here in Seattle called Nocturnal Emissions. It's basically horror and burlesque. So there's a little burlesque show, and then they show a horror movie. And it's fantastic. It's just amazing. They've shown a lot of really great movies at Northwest Film Forum. And of course, that's had to go on hold for the time being. So we're very excited to be able to bring people some horror burlesque drag content via live stream. Raphael is here. Hello to Raphael. Glad to see you. And of course, Astro, we know what Kai Kai means. Matthew says, speaking of Queens, is it me or this RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 5 challenge winner versus lip sync assassin thing? Shot in the arm, this version needed. Oh, so I haven't watched yet, but tell me more about what they're doing. Is it challenge winner versus lip sync assassin? Oh, are they having queens who are good at one thing and good at a different thing, play off each other? Like, team up or, I guess, go against each other? Because that's an interesting idea. Fleecil says, my husband's shop is a disc golf store, so there's a lot of guys that think women can't play disc golf. Yep, even though a lot of women play it. It's ridiculous. Like, of all the things, too. Like, it's such an inclusive thing to play. It's such an inclusive game. Like, I don't know. That's so ridiculous. It's like, I don't know. Women can't write in cursive. Only men can write in cursive. Ugh. I've gotten many customers wait for my husband to ask a question instead of asking me. Ridiculous. Mike says, LGBTQ tabletop is the best tabletop. It's true, because we already have magic powers that we bring to the table. Good Guy says, I must see this. Yes. Ringloom Worm. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say. Ring World. I don't know. Also worth shouting out for the bundle for racial justice and equality, mostly video games, but 700 plus games for a $5 donation. That sounds fantastic. 700 games for $5 donation. I did see people, I didn't know it was that many. I did see people tweeting about like, oh, my game is in here. Like designers were posting about like, my thing is in here. This is good. So yeah, the bundle for racial justice and equality. 700 games for $5. That's incredible. Rezel says, I think the lip sync assassin version is sometimes a purposeless idea. In most cases, the top queen will send the one home. The lip sync was so good. Oh, and Canada Bry's here. Hello to Canada Bry, a.k.a. Sir Throberdon. I just watched Paris is Burning again this week. Still so relevant. Yeah. Maybe now more than ever. So I'm planning to do a culture cruise about Paris is Burning this month. So I'm going to be putting together a script and some research and stuff on Paris is Burning very soon. But tell me, like, Canada Bry, like, watching it now, what sticks in your mind, and what was, like, were there things that you noticed and you're like, wow, this ages in an interesting way. Of course, Paris is Burning, famous documentary about ball culture in New York. Matthew Park says they invite a lip sync assassin, to lip sync against the challenge winner. And if the winner wins the lip sync, they give the 10K tip and choose which bottom two is out. Oh. Wow, okay. That's okay, so it's like a surprise guest. I kind of like that. That's great. Is the assassin drag performer, or is it some other, like, I don't know why it would be, I don't know, Nicki Minaj just comes into lip sync? I don't know if Nicki Minaj would actually be good at lip syncing. Who knows? Hannah says, all the clips of Dorian are a little creepier now. Yeah, it really changes the context, huh? To know, like, in all those interviews with Dorian Corey, oh, there's just a dead body, like, in the same apartment as her. Sure. It's just there, like, to know that it's there. What is the story behind that body? And Matthew Park says, if the assassin wins, then the entire contestant pool vote out the bottom two, and the 10K rolls over to the next episode. Oh, well. Oh, and last night the assassin was Evie Oddly. She's great. Okay, that's fun. I'm definitely down for that. Okay, that is very good. There's just so much. There's so much work to be done. It's so much to do. It's difficult to stay up to date on any show right now. We've been in very small, bite-sized little installments watching some Avatar, rewatching Last Airbender, which has been just a real nice experience to have just 20 minutes to get away and watch a little cartoon. That's a great story. So that's been occupying some of our viewing time. Oh, and Evie won. Of course she did. Good for Evie. Fleecel says, I have 9 trophies throughout my 6-year career, from rec to intermediate, and placed 5th in the United States Women's Disc Golf Championships in 2018. Wow, and 10th last year at intermediate, same tournament. Wow, through 318 for the first time. That's amazing. Whoa. Congratulations to Fleecels. But, and like, how absurd that, like, people are like, oh, I don't want to talk to you at the disc golf store, when it's like, you could be talking to, like, a champion right now. Bob says, did you watch Legendary from HBO Max? No, I'm going to have to get HBO Max to watch that, and also for some other projects that are going on. Stream the first episode. Oh, and they're streaming the first episode on YouTube. Okay, well, I should check that out. I remember there was, like, a lot of controversy about Jamila Jamil being one of the judges, so let's check it out. Let's see what the show is. 'Cause I do think it's interesting to compare, like, what Ballroom is in Paris is Burning to, like, how it's being depicted today on HBO.
Cannon Bryce says, I think the thing that sticks out more than ever is when there are clips of the white people walking the street in New York, and it's how it's just a thing they do, and now that translates to drag walkers performing the same gestures and the thing they will never have. Oh, yeah, sure. Right. Yeah, it's like how privileged it is to walk around and be like, things are fine, this is my life, and then to juxtapose that with the people who are in the balls, like, to confront all the obstacles that they have to having the same privileges that white people take for granted. Rezel says, I think everyone is watching Last Airbender during quarantine. 4 or 5 of my friends rewatched it. Yeah. I mean, I'm seeing like every time I start it up, it's like top 10 in the US. So I think a lot of people are gobbling that up. XYZ says, hi Matt, Z here. I want to say how I love how you elevate the material you analyze. I majored in art history and film studies. Your videos gave me that school discovery feeling. Amazing work. I'm so glad. That's, I'm trying to be like, educational but fun. So, hopefully that helps. Hopefully that's useful. I can give you a feeling of like, check out this awesome thing and not like a boring lecture. Matthew says, I've not yet taken the time for Legendary and HBO Max. Luckily for me that I have HBO Max included in my wireless package. Awesome. Oh, that is great. That is very convenient. They also have, HBO Max has all the Studio Ghibli films, so there's a lot to, if you need to take your mind off things, there's some beautiful Studio Ghibli stuff. Although this might be, what a time to watch Princess Mononoke right now. But yeah, watch some My Neighbor Totoro. It's so good, and it'll purify your heart. Uncle Lily says, first episode of Legendary was great, interesting, hopeful. All right, great. Marion says, have you seen Call Me By Your Name or Hedwig and the Angry Inch? I've not seen Call Me By Your Name, but of course Hedwig I've seen. I know like Hedwig's very important to a lot of people. It just didn't stick for me. Maybe it's because like I didn't find the music like that. I don't know, like the music just didn't catch me like I wanted a musical to. I think I have very different needs with the musical. Like, music just wasn't, didn't have the hooks that I wanted. That having been said, it's been a long time since I watched it. So I wonder if I would take it differently now. I adore Jamila. Jamila says, Mike, no problem for me there, but I respect why some have an issue with it. Yeah, and it's not my call to make, like, who belongs in the ballroom scene, because it's not part of, that's not exactly my world. So, I'm not someone who's qualified to judge, like, oh, it's improper for this person to be there. At most, I think we could feel fortunate that we are invited into, in these shows like Legendary and in Paris is Burning, feel fortunate that there's a record of what that world is and that we can see a glimpse of it and that we're allowed to see it. Ellie says, DW lives with his adoptive daughter and male sidekick. Oh, wait, I think I might have missed the first half of your comment. That's 2 of 2. Ellie, I don't see the first half of your comment, so I'm only going to have to go by the second half. DW lives with his adoptive daughter and male sidekick. They make it a point to parody the nuclear suburban family with the neighbors. Wonder how they'll adapt this into the new DuckTales. Darkwing Duck? Is that who we're talking about? Are we talking about Darkwing Duck, adoptive daughter, male sidekick? Yes. Okay, yeah, sure. Seal says, hopefully not to trivialize, it gives me a better understanding of Rent. Oh, especially Angel. Interesting. Huh. Yeah, I think Rent is a tricky one. Like, so Lindsay Ellis has a great video about Rent, and a lot of people have had perspectives on that show that I think are worth looking at. Particularly, David Rakoff has a really great essay about it. Rent, I would say, is, that's something that's written kind of from the outside looking in on gay culture. It was written by Rent is written by a straight person. So, as far as I know, straight cisgender person. So, I don't know. Rent may lack a certain authenticity and a certain knowledge of what the realities of that life is like in its portrayal of characters like Angel. Anonymous Annoying Mouse says, hello, my internet connection is terrible. In case I disappear soon, it's not willingly. And hello. Hello to Anonymous Annoying Mouse. And Anahi, tell me if I'm saying your name right, says Hedwig's music is so cool. I know. It is very cool music. It's just my tastes. It's not my taste in music. Air Herat says, I showed my girlfriend your channel. She loves your Priscilla video. Yay! She's trying to find a way for me to watch it. Oh, you should definitely watch Priscilla. It is so good. Rusty says, music and rock musicals tend to sound the same. When it's good, I think it stands out. When it's good, it's memorable. I think there's some, American Idiot, the music in that I think is actually good because, in part because it wasn't written to be in a musical. But yeah, I think I get what you like, but a lot of musicals have that problem. There's a lot of just generic musical sound musicals. It's hard for a song to stand out. Mike says, I've been getting a lot of mileage out of Matt's Why Must Protest Be Disruptive video. Oh, yeah. That's from quite a while ago. But yes, when a protest is something that can be ignored, it's not really an effective protest. I'm glad that's been helpful, Mike. I'm glad that has resurfaced for you. Mary says, Priscilla's free with ads in YouTube. Oh, well, that's there. There you go. Fantastic. Good Guy says, I'm with Lindsay on Rent. Yeah. It's so weird because I remember when I was in high school and Rent was very important to me and my friends. It just seemed like, oh my God, this Rent is all about real life and so gritty and real and confronts what it is to be a human being, blah, blah, blah. It's such a vital piece of art. And at the same time, we had this joke because we went to see Rent in Connecticut. It was playing, I can't remember what was playing. Rent came through on tour. And we went and we saw it, and it was a beautiful and wonderful experience for us. And then afterwards, someone in the audience, some stranger, was like, oh, if you like that, you should see Cats. And we thought that was the funniest thing. We were like, Cats is so frivolous and pointless and terrible. It's mass media culture. Rent is real. Rent is guerrilla and protest art. And now, looking back, I don't like Rent and I love Cats. So I guess that just goes to show you. I had terrible taste. Seal says, I think Rent is one of those things where continued development and collaboration from certain cast members has made it or can make it greater and more valid than when it started. Okay, that's an interesting perspective. Like that it might have, the live show in particular, evolved over time. I'd be willing to look into what is Rent and how's it grown and how's it changed if it has. Tomer says, I feel a bit more understanding of Rent now, considering the recent Rent strikes, but I still think it might have been stolen from Sarah Schulman. Well, there's that too, right? And also the characters in the musical are not exactly in the same position as the people who are doing Rent strikes today. Seal says, not a fan of the new Broadway sound. Everyone trying to be a blend of GRB and Sondheim and not doing a very good job. Yeah, well, that's the thing, is you really got to find a way to stand out, right? I don't know why, I'm trying to think of, recent musicals that have been... I like, Book of Mormon has great songs. What are more other recent musicals? I like a lot of the music... This isn't recent exactly, but Drowsy Chaperone. It's more recent than Rent. I really got to get into Hadestown. I know everybody loves Hadestown. I don't know anything about it. I haven't looked at it, but I know Hadestown's what all the cool kids are talking about. So we gotta look at Hadestown. Yeah, Matthew Park, I've been listening to Musical Splaining. It is so good. I love the Musical Splaining podcast. Lindsay Ellis is doing it with so basically Lindsay Ellis explaining musicals to a friend who is not a musical fan, and it's great because as somebody who loves musicals, I really enjoy hearing them explained and hearing somebody react to them for the first time. Oh, Marianne is wrong. It was Birdcage. It's free on YouTube. Maybe try Tubi TV for free Priscilla. Seal says, Cats isn't frivolous and pointless when it's done right. And honestly, you know what? There's nothing wrong with being a little frivolous right now. It's okay. We're all doing very important stuff. We're protesting. We're keeping ourselves safe. We're keeping the people around us safe. We're getting involved politically. There's so many ways to just be doing important work. It's okay sometimes to be like, I just want to listen to Buster Jones. Mike says, it's been very helpful. Some LGBTQ people in my life have been, they shouldn't riot, and so on. LGBTQ people saying this, I know. Got to remember, sometimes you have to misbehave. Rezel says, if we're talking musicals, I'm saying Notre Dame de Paris 1999. I bawled my eyes out on several of them. One thing is, it's in French with subtitles. All the cast went to be stars in France. I have not seen that. I don't. That's not like Hunchback, is it? Is Notre Dame de Paris 1999? What is that? I'm not familiar with that. Good Guy says, did you see Lizzie's video on Cats? Yes, of course. The moment she made it, the moment she published it. What's the title? I think the title is Why is Cats? The amount of Cats discourse that we have had in this household, it's just hours devoted to that show. And just like in the last few months, like we did not care about friggin' Cats a year ago. I'd never seen it. No, I had seen it. I saw the stage to screen version, but stoned and not quite all there, and I don't think I appreciated it fully. But then, the movie comes out and it just became our obsession. Mariano says, is Dear Evan Hansen a good musical? I like some of the songs in that, but I don't think I like the... it's not that I don't like it. I don't think I love the show. Astrorex says, I have 6 nieces. I've seen Wicked about 25 times. Ooh, that's another one. Like, I love some of the music in that one, and it all falls apart on the line, on the Skybird line, like a seed dropped by a skybird. I hate that lyric so much. This burning passion that I hate the lyric, seed dropped by a skybird. Like you had to specify. Now, it wasn't an ostrich. Not a seed dropped by an ostrich. A seed dropped by any kind of bird except an ostrich. SpongeBob musical is a great soundtrack, says Hank. I've heard that. Yes. Rezel says, I'm just listening in because I'm not versatile in American culture. Tomer says, Hadestown is good. I think I prefer the original concept album it's based on. Here's a fun fact. The main guy in Hadestown, whose name I've forgotten, the main actor, was on an episode of Cosby with Madeline Kahn. This came up in my research about Madeline Kahn a few months ago. Playing a gay country line dancer. Very weird, obscure appearance. But there he is, like in, I want to say, when was that? That would have been late 90s, I think. 98, maybe? Wish it was a good recording of the 2001 London production. Michael Rand took to it with a critical eye and galaxy brain. The result was that when I finally saw the original show on Broadway, it seemed to have a huge amount missing. Felt as deep as a puddle. Interesting. Huh. Is that Rent Seal, or like what show was that? As Rex says, we need a vaccine and a new president. We can convalesce and heal. We need a lot more than that right now. We need a lot. It's a fixer-upper. It's Hunchback of Notre Dame, but the original musical of 1999. Huh. Okay, I'm not familiar with that. I'm going to check that out. Price and Pride says, once Cats was released, all hell broke loose in the world. I guess. Yeah, there's been a lot of chaos just in the last few months. But I do want to be careful just to note, like, particularly with the protests that are going on right now. These are protests over injustices that have been standing for literally centuries. So, this isn't like all of a sudden Cats happen. Just in the last few weeks, suddenly there's all these problems in the last few, like 2020 has been so difficult. Well, yes, 2020 has been difficult, but a lot of the stuff that we're addressing is stuff that has been going on for longer than that. Yes, indeed. If you are concerned about the state of the world right now, we are all doing what we can to contribute to making the world better. And as part of that, we're hosting a fundraiser this coming week, June 10th, Wednesday. We are doing a Dungeons and Dragons and Drag Queens live stream featuring an all-black cast to raise money for the Bail Project. There's a link. I think, James, if you wouldn't mind pasting a link in the chat. It's going to be on twitch.tv/prettyprettypixel. We have an amazing cast of drag performers. We have Isabella Price DMing, and our goal is to raise at least $1,000 for the Bail Fund, the Bail Project. Super excited to have, who do we have? Joe Mama, Kai B. Michaels, Kamari Williams, Lucy Stool, London Bradshaw are going to be playing a game of Dungeons & Dragons, all drag performers. They're going to be playing it with Isabella Price DMing. She's an amazing goth burlesque lady from Seattle. And yeah, we're going to be raising money and trying to help people. The Bail Project does amazing work getting people out of jail and back to their lives. James just posted a little link there in the chat, so thank you, James. Yes, and of course you don't have to wait until Wednesday. I believe there's a little thermometer up in the corner up here showing the progress, and people have already donated. So thank you to Ader and Matches for Mikey and Cape Cod Native and Queerdo and Matthew Park just a few minutes ago donating to support a excellent cause. So you can donate right now and help us get on our way to that fundraising goal. Oh yes. Of course, as James points out, Pride Month bail is an intersectional issue. This is not, of course, an issue that affects only one community. People of color, black people, LGBTQ people, and particularly trans people, disproportionately affected by incarceration, disproportionately likely to be arrested and to be sentenced to jail time. This is something that affects queer...
Gets you out of jail.
Yes.
And trans people.
Yes. So, before the actual sentencing even happens, the reason that the Bail Project exists is to get people out of jail and back to their lives so that they're not just, cooped up. Something that's particularly important to trans people who do not have the social support that cis people often have. Trans people more likely to face housing instability, job instability, lack of family support. So being able to get out of jail and to be able to make that bail, very important for a variety of communities. And, this being Pride Month, particularly for queer communities, black communities, and so on. A donation from Mike. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Like to make... Oh, and Matthew Park says... yes, and we're talking about some culture that you can stream as well. So fantastic. And of course, if you want to check out some other live streamers, we are not the only live streamers, of course, who are doing amazing work right now to raise money for good causes. Our friends Tanya DePass and I think it was the Urban Bard and Kelly the Opera Geek? Critical Bard. Goodness gracious. Urban Bohemian and Critical Bard. Kelly the Opera Geek and Tanya DePass are doing a Mouse Guard live stream later today. So you can check them out as well. They're going to be raising money, I believe, for the Bail Project as well. So give that a follow and a donation too. So huge thanks to the folks who have been donating so far. Ader, Matches for Mikey, Cape Cod Native, and Queerdo donated last night when we were just doing a little test. Got us well on our way. And just on this stream, we've got Matthew Park and Mike donating for 2020, the year of the complete reboot. So hooray, and thank you. And of course, mark your calendars for our stream. It's at 4 p.m. Pacific on June 10th. And James has just posted a link to the Mouse Guard stream. And Fleecills has donated, oh my goodness, a very generous donation from Fleecills. Thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're donating. I'm sorry that you're having frustrations at work and stress about everything. But thank you so much, Fleecills, for doing what you can to help people in need. And another thing about the Bail Project that is really good is this is money that is put to really good use, because when the bail is posted for the people who need it at that moment, that money is then, they're freed. When they continue through the legal process, that money is returned and then can be reused for the next batch of people who need it. So it's an excellent way to make your money go very far, and is a national program helping people all over the country. So whatever community you're in, it's making a big difference literally in your community. And another donation from Graham. Thank you, Graham, so much. So appreciated. Gosh, y'all, I'm really glad. I know not everybody can go out and march. Not everybody can go, do the boots on the ground work. So basically acting as a support player and making sure the people who are doing difficult work have the resources they need is just as important. So Matthew Park, Mike, Felicia Calhoun / Fleecills, and Graham, thank you for all your support there. And some questions about Mouse Guard. Mouse Guard, is that the guy who wrote those long memoirs? I don't think so. No, that's the guy who wrote, if I've got it on the shelf over there. I think I do. Yeah, I do have it. Yeah. Some beautiful graphic novels about, I guess it's sort of Lord of the Rings, but mice. So it's Lord of the Rings, but very small. It's mice doing like in kind of a fantasy world. Beautiful books, and it was turned into an RPG that is very good, very popular. I have, I'm not wearing it now, but I have a little Mouse Guard pin that I put on my jacket sometimes. James Polk says, thanks for helping out during this era of change and uncertainty. Stay safe, off to work, love all. Thank you, James, for joining. Thanks for being here, and thanks for, just keeping it, I don't know, keeping your spirits up and your chin up? I don't know. What can we all do? Just keep each other's spirits buoyed right now. Rezel says, unfortunately, the break, my D&D campaign is over, so I'll bid all of you lovely guys and gals farewell. Hope your lives are getting better in these tough times. Virtual hugs. Thank you for joining, Rezel. Wonderful to see you. I hope you're having a what am I trying to say? I hope you're being kind to yourself. I don't know. That's the thing that I've been asking people to do when I don't know what else to say, because what else can you? Well, what advice can you give? But just be gentle with yourself right now, because the world is really demanding a lot right now. Fopen Plop says, I was doing a goof, but that actually sounds really cool. It is really cool. It's very good. It's great. Willow666 says, hello, I'm currently writing a novel. Awesome. What is your novel about? Oh, Uncle Deadly says, maybe I'll wear my QOA merch while watch the live stream on Wednesday. Yay! Yes. Wear that QOA merch. So everybody from the live stream on Wednesday, all of our drag performers have appeared on Queens of Adventure shows in different places. So we've got Queens of Adventure cast from Minneapolis, Chicago, San Francisco, and Seattle, all joining together for that live stream this coming Wednesday, Wednesday the 10th, 4 p.m. at twitch.tv/prettyprettypixel, or click that link that's up in the chat to Tiltify. Oh, and Mike is here with a donation. Let's even this out into a bigger donation. Oh my goodness, Mike, thank you so much. How absolutely wonderful. I can't believe it. It looks like we are about a third of the way. I can't quite see the numbers, but it looks like it's roughly a third of the way to our first goal, which is just amazing. Everybody, look at how amazing you are. Look at what we do. We're just like sitting here chatting away. And this is, these are donations that are going to make just an incredible difference in people's lives. Imagine, the difference between being able to get back to your life and being free and out and, resuming things versus just, trapped. Communities that are really disadvantaged and need your help. Black communities of color, queer people, particularly trans people. Now's the time to, be a social justice warrior and in the best way possible and make some good in the world. As much as donating to a cause is helpful, I've always been the direct action type, says Bob. I have 2 degrees based on it. Wow. Okay, Bob, what are some things that people should be doing to make their direct action count right now? Felicia says, I'm not able to protest because of asthma and a 4-year-old. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, we can't all be out on the front line, like putting ourselves in physical danger. But there's lots of other ways to help. Willow says, I'm trying to find some songs to listen to while writing. I recommend video game music, Willow666. I like listening to video game music when I need to concentrate. So when I need songs that are pleasant and kind of backgroundy, there's lots of good, Zelda theme songs and that kind of stuff. Cog PP says, you pronounce my name. Wait, which one is your name? I don't, Cog PP? Did I pronounce that right, or did I pronounce something else right? Mike says, not everybody can, yes, Mike says, not everybody can hit the streets, but there are many ways to pitch in. That is absolutely true. And that's why I donated, says Flea Sills. Yay! Bob says, I have 2 degrees based on it, but I suffered a massive stroke, making protesting and other actions impossible. Frustrated about that, especially since there's so many others who aren't bothering. I know, sometimes it can feel really, like you feel this pressure and this guilt around, like, I need to do everything I possibly can, and more. Like, I need to do more than is safe or more than I'm able to. And you got to, be realistic about like what is the best position I'm in right now, or what's the work that I'm best suited to do. And for some people it's donating, for some people it's direct action on the streets, for other people it's educating others. We're all taking the best role we can. Oh, and a donation from Kilbasa. Thank you so much. Yay! Look at this. We're closing in on like halfway to our goal before the stream even starts. This is incredible, y'all. I'm so grateful to you for doing this, for being so generous and opening your hearts and your wallets to help people who are just going to, like their lives are going to materially change so much for the better because of your donations. About 38% says Mike. That is awesome. Oh my goodness. And I think we're even further now. So we might, we're probably around 40%-ish.
Matthew, we're 429.
No.
Matt.
Are we at 420.69? Well, take a screen grab of that. How fantastic. Thank you all for getting us to the magic drug sex number. What a milestone we have hit today. I'm so happy to have you here. I'm so happy that we're having a good time while we're doing this. Willow says, my novel is a political crime drama that takes place in New York in 1995. That sounds great. It's a good time to set it because, like, internet is kind of a thing. Cell phones are sort of a thing, but not so much that it, like those are things that sort of diffuse, internet and cell phone, diffuse a lot of suspense in, like, crime dramas and thrillers and that kind of thing. So 95 is a good year, I think, to set stuff. Felicia is writing a sci-fi novel. That's very cool. Matthew Park says, I was just reading one of my daily devotional books this morning, speaking of using gentle words towards yourself. Yeah, I mean, not like you have to make a lifestyle out of always being gentle, but when it does feel like you're really getting put upon by the world, if nobody else is going to be nice to you, you can start by being nice to yourself. Now I'm so self-conscious about it. Here's the thing. I'm afraid I'm going to say it wrong. Graham, right? Graham? But now I'm second-guessing that because I didn't even notice how I was saying it before. And now I'm like, hello, Grahimi? Mike says, I do like the unity I'm seeing out there. Compare the rallies today to footage of rallies in the 60s. I do see. I think there's a pretty good amount of unity in Seattle yesterday. I mean, obviously Seattle, there's been a lot of attention on Seattle. There was some disagreement about like where protests should go and like if they should stay in one place or, and thank you, Fleecills, for the tip for 420.69. Yay. Thank you, Fleecills. I'm so grateful. Jerome, it says, but here's the thing is when you point it out, I get so self-conscious. Matt is great at pronouncing names the right way. But now I'm like, oh no, thank you. Jeroen. You got it right the first time. Graham. And I'm pretty sure it's Jerome, right? From Brussels. Tobago says, have you read The Stand? Oh my gosh. Not in a long time, right? Is that the one that I'm thinking of? The one that's about the... is it about a virus? The Stand? No, I'm thinking... What am I thinking? I'm thinking of a different one. Oh, no, wait, I am. Weaponized strain of influenza. Yes. Literary critics, blah, blah, blah. Was this adaptations television? Yes. Okay, I remember when this was turned into, the 94 miniseries. Yes. I remember watching that when it was on and being really creeped out by it. I don't think we're quite there. I don't think we're at that point yet, but it doesn't feel completely different from the world we're in now. Willis says, I decided to write in some drag queen characters during 1968 flashback. Oh. That sounds amazing. And of course, my video about the Queen has a lot of context that might be helpful for you there. Obviously, the documentary of the Queen has even more information that you might be able to use. No, I did not pronounce it correctly, says Jerome. But how do you say your name? I'm not great about like if it's a Dutch pronunciation. I'm very bad at guessing how I'm supposed to pronounce stuff. Mike says The Stand is about a pandemic followed by a nasty despot rallying about half the survivors to exterminate the other half. Given how awful everything's been, a little sex and drugs sounds like a pretty good idea. Says, yeah, it does. Enjoy some sex and drugs. Allow me to invite you to enjoy sex and drugs safely. Safely. I had a nice, relaxing, puff of the pipe last night that put me in a very calm state of mind for the first time in quite a while. Matthew says, my writing project is also sci-fi. Oh, we all have writing projects. Story of large space vehicle with over 1,000 people on board. It's on its way to meet up with a refugee alien species on the run from their oppressors. That sounds really good. Oh, Jason Mark says, I didn't know you were on live. This just came up as my view next. Oh, well, hello to Jason. Jason Mark, friend in Los Angeles and Sewers of Paris past guest. Lovely to see you here. Oh gosh, Just says the new adaptation of The Strand has been delayed by COVID-19. That is extremely ironic. Courtney says, what are you all talking about? All kinds of stuff. Queer stuff mostly. Alex, he says, oh, I see. Okay. Wait, I see what? What do you see? It's funny, but when you weren't focused on it, you actually... when I wasn't focused on it, I nailed it. That's the thing, is like when it's pointed out, I get so self-conscious, I can't say it. Anyway, hello to Jason. Urine? No, that's even worse. If you pronounce the O A in Jeroen as ooh, you'll probably get it. Jeroen? That's such an American way to say it. Oh, Jeroen? But that O-O-H could be O or ooh. Jeroen. I don't know. Felisa says, I don't do drugs, but I have a beer calling my name that will have to wait for after my nephew-in-law's birthday party. I guess that's something to look forward to. Or just, have some champagne in the fridge for any small victory that's coming up. Jason says, totally miss you. Hope we can hang out again at some point. I'll bring the vodka. That sounds lovely. I would enjoy hanging out again. Someday we'll be able to hang out. Someday. Jason, I do think you would come to Seattle when it's safe to do so. There's a lot of stuff in Seattle I think you would enjoy. Norman Buckwald says, watching Hollywood right now. Liked a lot, but quite a reminder about both racism and the closet. What are your thoughts? I'm against it. I'm against racism in the closet. Now, I mean, my thoughts, I find Ryan Murphy stuff exhausting, so I kind of avoid it because I'm like, I don't know. Like, I like the first half of the first season of Glee, and I like some of the music videos from Glee, but then everything just gets so strident. Everything's a message. Like, I don't know. I think the reason that Ryan Murphy stuff exhausts me is because everything feels so serious all the time. It's too heavy for me. Matthew says the Stand recast, reboot cast Mrs. Goldberg as Abigail Fremantle. Wait, who? I don't know who either of those people are, because it's literally been since 1994 that I last thought about The Stand. Lou says, for one of the drag king characters, I just imagined Lady Bunny's old drag. Oh, that's fun. So obviously Lady Bunny would not have been particularly active I don't think she was doing drag in the 60s. She definitely has a 60s vibe. Well, she's got a laugh-in vibe to her character. There is a HBO special about drag from, I want to say, like 90 or so. Probably around 1990, maybe a little bit later. But it's got like young Lady Bunny and young... It's got Lady Bunny and... Oh gosh, I'm forgetting the name of everybody. Hold on. HBO drag queen show. It's just going to give me We're Here. Yeah, of course. Drag queens 1990s. Nah, it's just giving me We're Here. Drag Time. That's the name of it. Drag Time. HBO. Oh gosh, it's much later than I thought. It's 97. Wow. I thought it was like almost a decade earlier. So it's got just an amazing cast. It's got Joey Arias, Charles Bush, Candace Kane, Lip Synca, Varla Jean Merman, Madison Superstar. Like a lot of people who we still think about today. Gosh, all those years later. So I recommend that for seeing like some young Lady Bunny. John Newman just woke up, lost half a day, but what a great way to start. Thanks, Matt. Oh, thank you for joining. So glad you're here. Don't call me Urine. I don't know how to say the name. Jerome. I know you said that Jeroen. Jeroen? Does that work? Jeroen? I don't know. Mike says, I need to get up to Seattle to get out to the burbs, check out all the Twin Peaks locations. Oh, yeah, we've got that. A good time to come, like, is the fall when it's like foggy and damp, and it's like the rainforest weather. That is my favorite time in Seattle. I do like the rainy weather. Matthew says, agree to Mr. Murphy. He just needs to be so too much with his production. Yeah. Mariana says, 911 Lone Star is Ryan Murphy? Is it? I don't know what that is. Alex says, you have a photography background. Any advice for asking strangers to take their picture? Yes! That is something that I had to learn how to do the first time. So I've been taking pictures of strangers for many years. First time I did it, I was so scared. I had to get drunk before I started working. Because I was so nervous about just walking up to strangers. But it's just become such a thing. Literally thousands and thousands of photos I've taken. So generally the context is, for me, I'm in a bar or some nightlife setting, and I'm taking pictures of strangers at a party. So I'm holding the camera. So a couple things that I've worked out that make that easier. One is like, make it obvious that you're holding the camera. Don't like put it down by your side. Have it like up like this by your face. So that they see, oh, it's a photographer. It also helps if you have a large flash, like a big professional looking flash, because then they're like, it's a professional photographer and not just some weirdo. And then just being direct. Smiling is big, making eye contact. I photograph a lot of queer nightlife, so I usually am dressed kind of sexy, like I'll have a tank top or something on. Sometimes I'm shirtless, or sometimes I'm wearing like a wrestling singlet. So wearing something that matches what the other people, obviously, if you're shooting a wedding, not that, but I don't know what kind of weddings you go to, but, fit in with the people that you want to be photographing. And then my script is basically, hey, can I get a photo of you guys? So say it with a smile and be direct about what you want. It helps like in some context to know sign language. Is a photo of you. And let me think. What else? And thank you. What else? Okay, so yeah, so you walk up to them, like, hey, can I get a photo of you guys? Let's get everybody. So there's two parts to it. Can I get a photo of you guys? And then they're going to be like looking around like, can he? And I never go up to one person by themselves because people feel weird when it's just one person in a photo. So I go up to groups. Can I take a photo of you guys? Let's get you all together real quick. So say what I want and then tell them what to do because they're going to be waiting for you to pose them. And they're just going to be like, oh, I don't know. Until you say, let's get you together and you gesture like that. So the pattern is, let's see. It's been a while since I've done this because we can't leave the house right now. We got the camera. Hey, can I get a photo of you guys? Let's get you all together real quick. Just like that. Squeeze in a little bit tighter. There you go. Just like that. Big smiles. Ready? 3, 2, 1. And one more. Just like that. That's great. 3, 2, 1. Click. There you go. There you are. You look so cute. Thank you guys so much. There it is. There's the whole thing. It's over in like 10 seconds. And you've got the photo. So Alex, I hope that's helpful. Matthew says, Whoopi Goldberg is the titular old lady character. Oh, okay. I love Whoopi Goldberg in anything. I'm trying to think, has there ever been anything that I don't like Whoopi Goldberg in? No, I think it's impossible to say Whoopi Goldberg was not good in that. Jay Randall says, do you have a favorite drag queen? Oh, that's impossible. Impossible. Julian Eltinge, drag performer of the late 1800s. That's a cop-out answer. I don't want to pick a favorite. I have so many that I love. I love them all for different reasons. I don't have a favorite child. Fire Goddess of Atlanta, Phoenix does the twirling fire number from Drag Time. Oh, Phoenix is a twirling fire drag number from... Oh, yes. I will say the drag queens that are very much on my mind right now are the ones that we're going to be working with this coming Wednesday for a live stream, a Dungeons and Dragons and Drag Queens live stream to benefit the Bail Project. So I know I've said this a couple times now, but in case you're just joining us, we're going to be doing a Dungeons and Dragons and Drag Queens live stream this coming Wednesday, June 10th at 4 p.m. Pacific to benefit the Bail Project. It is going to feature Isabella Price as the Dungeon Master. We've got Joe Mama from Chicago, Lucy Stool from Chicago, London Bradshaw from Seattle. We've got Kai Kai B. Michaels from San Francisco and Kamari Williams from Minneapolis, all playing Dungeons & Dragons on a live stream to benefit the Bail Project to get people out of jail and back to their lives, raising money. We're hoping to raise at least $1,000. We're almost halfway there already, and the stream hasn't even started. You can donate right now by going to Tiltify. And yeah, it's a great cause, raising money for people who are really in need. And of course, mark your calendars for this Wednesday, the 10th at 4 p.m. Pacific for the live stream. Of course, as I said just moments earlier, you don't have to wait to donate. Tobago says, "What's your favorite Whitney Houston song?" Oh my God, that's another tough question. I Want to Dance with Somebody is probably, yeah. I think Fleece Hills is right. That's the one. In Freeman wants sexy weddings. Yes, more singlet weddings, more assless weddings. Cannon Bry wants a singlet wedding. Oh, Throberdon, wait until you see what we are doing with Queens of Adventure right now. Wait until you see some art that we just had made. Oh my goodness. Jason Mark says, "Shirtless Matt with the camera would have totally fit at my wedding." Good. Oh, well, I'm glad to hear that. That's what I want. I want a sex wedding. Mike says, "Skeezy fake photographers are called GWCs, guy with camera, by professional models." I'm familiar with those guys. Those guys are, if you like just taking pictures, that's great. Take pictures. But, it's best not to be a creep about it. Uncle Diddley says, "You and I have very similar patter. You enunciate it much better than I usually manage when I photograph events." That's the other thing, is you have to, speak real. Part of that is because I shoot, events where the music is incredibly loud. So sometimes people can't even hear me. And there's nothing you can do about that. You just have to either shout or mouth the words and hope that they get the message because you're holding a camera and pointing at them. Oh, one other thing that I do is I've got the flash that I have has a focus assist. So it's got a little red light on the front that flashes red when you halfway hold the shutter button down. So when I say, "Can I get a photo of you guys?" I'm pumping the trigger button, the shutter button, not all the way down to take a picture, just pumping it so that the focus assist flashes, so that they see a little red light flashing on the flash, and that draws their eyes to the camera and makes it clear I would like to take a picture of them. So I have literally, I have a little flashing red light next to my face. So these are all things that I've figured out over time as stuff that makes it easier. Because, when I was working at the Abbey, for example, in LA, I'd have to get 100 photos a night. And I could do that in about an hour and a half. So more than a photo a minute. And you got to move fast. That's why you got to have that fast patter. Hey, can I get a photo of you guys? Let's get you together real quick. Everybody squeeze in real tight, just like that. Everybody smile. Ready, 3, 2, 1. And one more just like that. Ready, 3, 2, 1. And there you go. So cute. Thank you so much. There, I think that gets it in under 10 seconds. And moving on. Whoopi Bombs, Jumping Jack Flash. Don't get me wrong, I love... but even that, she's good in it. It's just the movie that's not so good. Killy says, "Dressed in a wrestling singlet, it's over in 10 seconds. Sounds familiar." Matthew Bark says, "Whoopi wasn't that good in Jumping Jack Flash or Burglar?" I don't know Burglar. There's a time shortly after The Color Purple, she was making those semi-bad action comedies. Just didn't fit for her. Some weird choices, I will say. I think probably... What's the dinosaur movie that she's in? Theodore Rex. A weird choice, that film all around. Not Whoopi's greatest work, but still, she's fun. Uncle Deadly says, "I hear QOA art and I start salivating." Oh, wait till you see. You're going to love it. Jason says, "If Leslie Jordan doesn't get to play Lindsey Graham in the movie, I'm going to be pissed." Oh my God, wouldn't that be perfect? Marianne says, "Are GWCs often found in cosplay conventions?" Yes. Mike says, "Have you ever run into Pete LaBarba when you're photographing gay events?" No, never. We've never crossed paths. So I don't know if I should take that personally or not. Bob says, "I have a special place in my heart for the minor X-Men character." I'm going to mispronounce this. Anil? I really enjoy Batwoman. Ooh, Batwoman. Ooh. I don't know why I said that like that. So Batgirl from the Adam West from the old '60s Adam West Batman. She was definitely, when I was a kid, she was my very favorite character of all the like villains and heroes and everything in Batman, all the characters. Batgirl was by far my absolute favorite, and she's only in like a handful of episodes. Yeah, Matthew Park says Lizzie Jordan is Lindsey Graham. Shut up and take my money. I know, wouldn't that be great? Willow says Whoopi Goldberg's best movie, in my opinion, is Sister Act. It's a tough one to top. I mean, Color Purple is obviously a fantastic and very important film. I do think Sister Act might be the most fun. Ghost, she's so good in Ghost. Sister Act was supposed to be Bette Midler, which is pretty amazing. Arrangements for that film done by Mark Shimon, who we know, of course, from Hairspray and many other projects. Bob says, I like both characters. I also love Aqualad and Iceman. Oh, yes. Oh, Iceman. Eartha Kitt Batgirl rocks. Wait, Eartha Kitt wasn't Batgirl, was she? She was Catwoman. James says, Jumping Jack Flash is one of my favorite comedies. Those 3 Eddie Murphy movies. Oh, Jumping Jack Flash, Burglar, and Fatal Beauty. I don't know Burglar and Fatal Beauty. Totally unfamiliar with those. Lily says, 60s Batgirl was the best thing in that show. I loved her. She is so good. Who would you cast as Batgirl right now? Janelle Monáe. I don't know why. I just want to see Janelle Monáe in every role. James says, Lindsey Graham. Who would I cast as Batgirl right now? Here's the thing. I'm not great at knowing who actors are is another problem here. But I either want to see like someone young and queer and fantastic like Janelle Monáe, or I want to see like elder Bat girl. It doesn't feel right, but I would be interested in seeing like advance into the future, and she's like, oh, I like Whoopi Goldberg, like a wise older woman who's advising like the next generation of Batgirls. I'm kind of into that, actually. I'm kind of into like there being like a Bat matriarch who is training like a lot of younger Batgirls, like their Girl Scouts. Yes, Sister Act was supposed to be Bette Midler at some point. Would have been a different film. Would have been a different film. David likes Boys on the Side. Makes me cry. Because John says Color Purple never fails to make me cry. Yeah, and David says Boys on the Side makes me cry. Yeah, Norman says you're right. I got both mixed up in my mind. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. A lot of good villains in that '60s Batman, though. Jason says Fatal Beauty is the best of those 3. I have never heard of it. I'll have to check that out. Lou says Eartha Kitt was Catwoman, and she's one of the best actresses to portray her. I agree with that. Yes. Ooh, Emilia Clarke. That's good. Bob says I'd cast Zendaya as Batgirl. I do like that. That's pretty good. Oh, that's Oracle, says Canada Bry. Okay, well, there you go. Asterex says the Bat Mother. Older Batgirl turned into Oracle. There you go. Olivia Colman as Batwoman. Okay, yeah. Uncle says the Oracle arc of the comics of her training new Batgirls. Great idea for a show. Oh my God, wouldn't that be so good? I just wanted to tie into the other Batwoman movie. Wait, is it Batwoman or Batgirl? James. We the Girls Who Are Devoted to Batwoman.
That's Wild Wild World.
The Wild Wild World of Batwoman. A movie that has nothing to do with any of the Bat family of products. MJ Rodriguez. Oh, yes, that would be so good. Oh, Uncle Deadly. That is a great casting choice. Very into that. So the Wild World of Batwoman movie, completely unrelated to anything else. It was done on Mystery Science Theater at some point. It's very funny and stupid, but I want to see some tribute to that as well. Well, it looks like the fabulous Arson Nikki has gone live. Arson's also raising money for protesters, taking care of skin, putting on makeup, and playing Diddy Kong Racing. So we may toss it over to Arson in just a little bit. Reminder to everybody to come watch our live stream on June 10th at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. That's going to be at twitch.tv/prettypixel, or you can go to the Tiltify link that has been floating around in the chat. We're going to have Dungeons and Dragons and drag queens playing Dungeons and Dragons, calling in from all over the country to play. It's an all-black cast of drag performers and a DM. We've got the fabulous Isabella Price from Seattle dungeon mastering, and then playing we have Joe Mama, Kai B. Michaels, Kamari Williams, Lucy Stool, and London Bradshaw, raising money for the Bail Project to get people out of jail, people in need out of jail, and back to their lives. There's a link right there in the chat. Yeah, thanks to everybody who's donated so far. Yesterday we had Ader, Matches for Mikey, Cape Cod Native, and Queerdo. And today we've got Matthew Park, Mike and Mike again, Fleecils, Graham, and Kilbasa, all getting us almost halfway to our goal before we even get started. What an incredibly generous group of people. And of course, if you're not in a position to donate, please spread the word, tell your friends. There are lots of ways that you can help for free just by getting the word out there and inviting people to come watch that live stream and to donate to the Tiltify fundraiser for the Bail Project. And of course, there are other folks doing great work. There's going to be a live stream this afternoon with Cypher of Tyr and a lot of other friends doing Mouse Guard. They're going to be playing Mouse Guard. And it looks like Arson Nikki live stream right now, also raising money for a great cause. So continue to give, and please spread the news of all those great causes that are happening. One of the most important things you can do is just help get the word out. It doesn't cost anything, and it's super effective just to put that link out there and tell your friends what's going on. Thank you all for joining. Fleecil says, my daughter keeps asking me if I'm the best mom. My answer is always no. I think you're pretty good. Fleecil, I think you're pretty good. Thank you, says CogPP/Graham. Mary says, thanks for the stream. Bob says, gracias. Thank you all so much for joining. And head over to Arson. She's on Twitch, twitch.tv/ArsonNikki, all one word, ARSONNICKI. James, if you wouldn't mind putting a link in the chat to that, it would be awesome. So Jim's going to put that link in there, and we're going to go give our love and support to Arson. And let's see, I'll just get some music going. Classical, the best of classical music. There we are. Oh, that's going to be loud. Bring that down. And there's the link to Arson. So go check out Arson. I'll be bumping around in the chat over there for a little while, saying hello as well. Thanks again to everybody for joining, and we will see you on Wednesday. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.